Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks. Father, we thank you tonight for all things. So we want to thank you tonight for these mighty machines that you brought before us. Thank you for the Dodges and the Toyotas. Thank you for the Fords. And most of all, we thank you for Roush and Yates partnering to give us the power that we see before us tonight. Thank you for GM Performance Technology and the R07 engines. Thank you for Sunoco Racing Fuel and Goodyear tires that bring performance and power to the track. Lord, I want to thank you for my smoking hot wife tonight, Lisa, and my two children, Eli and Emma, or as we like to call them, the little Eves. Lord, I pray you bless. Heavenly Father, we thank you.
Oops. Oh, that's it?
Of course. I tried to do it too cool and it screwed it up. But we missed the boogity, boogity, boogity. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Amen. That's what
Yeah,
I was
but we
going to
got
say.
to the I love my hot wife.
Oh, I can't believe I screwed that up.
Thank the Lord for my
Hey,
hot
Jeff.
wife. Hey, here we go. We are live from Hamilton. It's now raining here in Hamilton, and crappy North Dakota, and warm and crappy South Dakota.
Yeah, 89 degrees today, Jeff. 89.
I don't know I was indoors all day. I don't know what the temperature was. But
I just love. I love that that prayer before the race. This pastor, man, he really set it off. I think this was back. I told you before. I think it was like 2010, 2011. But so cool. He just throws like my smoking hot wife in there. So anyway, just wanted to share.
Yeah,
what's going on, buddy?
We got Squidsy. We got the Dude Game. Yellow Artist Pro are here. Welcome, boys. Welcome, boys. How was your week, my friend?
My week was busy as usual. So been working, trying to fight this rain off to build these stairs, man. So, what do you got today? Let's see. What do I got?
This is Wasaga Beach One for Cerveza.
I got the Voodoo Ranger.
It is 6. It is beer o'clock. We can't do this when we have the 9 o'clock show. But the 6 o'clock show. That is what we got.
Little does everybody know, I've already had like 3 shots of tequila in the last 30 minutes, and now I've got this beer, so we are good. It's going to be a good, mellow show today. Jeff, why are we here at 6 o'clock? Why couldn't we go at 9?
Because I was at the Hamilton Game Swap. We had set up at 10, which I was, and I was there. I was set up in the podcast corner, and I was talking and interviewing people about the retro.
That's awesome.
So
very awesome.
Interviewed a bunch of people, chatted to a lot of people. A lot of people didn't want to be on screen. They're like, we don't have social media. I don't even take pictures. It's like,
so you were able to get some people volunteer to do some content for you?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's great.
Yes, sir. So next comes the editing. Next comes the fun editing. And then Ray and I are going to be collabing on a special project over the next few days for something that's going to come out on Wednesday.
I hope it involves clothes.
So stay tuned. Ray and I are going to be collabing on some stuff. Not just Retro Rewind, which we have tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, with a very special guest, Willie Lowe. Not just that, but we're also going to be collabing on something else. So,
nice.
Yeah.
That's excellent.
It is.
Well,
yeah.
I saw Ray in your stream last night, and I haven't talked to Ray in, gosh, it's probably been a couple of weeks. I'm embarrassed to admit that, but I need to connect back with him. This end of the school year, spring to summer transition, I don't know, man. It's been a little bit crazier this year than past years. I guess it's just because the kids are getting older, right? Like there's just more to do. Not to mention we're planning for this trip in 2 weeks, so a lot of stuff going on here. But what else is new?
That's right. I'm going to be missing next week. We're going to talk about that later. You're going to be missing the week after. I think
3 weeks.
I'm going to try and get 3 weeks. I'm going to try and get maybe Crow Resin to co-host with me. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Oh, that would be.
He's not going to do it. But
I think we should run a poll, and then he has to go with whatever the poll says. That's what I think.
Crow Resin is watching the VOD going, how do you unsubscribe? Where's the unsubscribe button? How do I unsubscribe from this channel?
Not even here. He's probably balls deep in some Diablo. So.
Oh, probably. Yeah, probably forgot that we're streaming tonight, doing the 6 o'clock.
Oh my God.
Show.
I actually turned it on the other morning, Jeff, to try to I still haven't even finished the story. And I saw him talking about the seasons are coming up and our characters are going to reset. And I'm fine with all that. I don't care. I totally get it. But I'm like, man, he's already destroyed the game as is. And I haven't even finished it yet.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
man. Well,
yep.
I will tell you this, and I'll tell whoever is here listening to us. We had so much shit to talk about this week that we actually had to pull stuff out. And this is probably the most content that we've had to talk about in a show, and we still had to pull stuff out. So it's been a wild week. I'm sure you all have been paying attention to the stuff that's going on, but just in case you haven't, we're going to talk about a few things, right? So we're going to remember the Titan, right? That's going to be the first thing. And then we're going to talk about what's going on with the streamers, Jeff. Where are they going? What's happening in streamer land? We got a lot of topics to get into with Did You Hear About? And then you said you got a crazy question for me or something this week.
Crazy. And I'm giving you 7 guesses.
7?
Yeah.
Is that because Lucky's 7 or?
Yeah. I'm going to give you 7 guesses on this one. I'm going to give you 7 guesses on this one. There's a reason why it's 7. Which will all become clear.
It'll all pan out. Foreshadowing, Jeff, as you like to tell.
I know.
Awesome. Well, let's not delay any further. Let's get in.
I've been falling down on the job here. We got squids, and then of course we've got
You've been falling down a lot lately, Jeff.
Man, so much going on. So much content.
Are you sitting on a donut? Are you sitting on one of those donut pillows to give you some extra support?
I wish. It's my side. I was saying on my stream last night, I was doing this extreme rock climbing, and when you're extreme rock climbing, sometimes you slip and you gotta, as you slide down, you gotta kind of grab, you gotta take your pickaxe, you gotta jab it in, you gotta get your.
You weren't free climbing, right? You were harnessed in. Somebody was.
No, free climbing. No.
You were free climbing?
Oh God, yeah.
Wow, Jeff, you have just taught me something new about you. I didn't know you were doing the old free climb.
Sure, let's go with that.
I love it.
It has nothing to do with the pool. It has absolutely nothing to do with
nothing with a pool.
It has nothing to do with falling out of a floaty in a pool. If you heard that, that's all lies. That is hashtag fake news.
Look,
if you heard that, that is hashtag fake news.
There's been a lot of news about water this week, right? Because
the
hottest topic.
We forgot our sponsor, Wondershare.
Sorry, Wondershare.
That's okay. I have been making a ton of content. I got a lot more content coming up, and it's all I did all this stuff. It's already pulled into Wondershare, and I'm starting to slice and dice it. Cool transitions. I couldn't make the awesome content I make without my friends at Wondershare. So thank them for that.
So I'm gonna talk with you through your editing for the video you're doing with what you received today. I wanna see what it is that you do with this, because I might need to start. I haven't made content in a while, but I might need to start doing it. Right. So.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. So water was the theme. Water was the theme for Jeff, and water was the theme for the Titan. So, wow. How do you spin this, Jeff? Five people went in this submarine to go look at the Titanic wreckage, right? They wanted to go explore and get some data, and this was not a cheap ticket. Okay, this is $250,000 a seat, right? So kind of a big deal. We're hearing about this. It's like, oh wow, this is kind of cool, whatever. But then all of these stories start to come out about the owner, and maybe some of the ways that he went around some safety measures as a builder. And as a safety manager in my daytime, this has caught my attention, a lot this week. So let's take a look at this sub first, right? So 5-person max capacity, no seats inside. Okay. Everybody has to be barefoot. They're all sitting like legs across, each other. Like it wasn't a comfortable journey. 4,000 meters was the depth that it could go. 96 hours of air is what was estimated to be provided. Speed. Okay, so I wanted to ask you about this, right? Because you guys use kilometers per hour as your measurement for speed, correct?
Everyone in the world except you does, yes.
Yeah. Okay. So 5.5 kilometers per hour, Jeff. That seems like that's slow as balls.
It is.
Okay.
I think that's. I don't know. I want to say that's how fast I bike ride. That's probably about how fast you bike ride.
I want to say that this was like, wasn't it around 2,000 feet below the sea level? So they had rated this for double the trip, 5.5 kilometers. If I'm not mistaken, they said that if it was at the bottom floor and it popped to the top, it would have been like 4 to 8 hours, something like that, depending on the speed that they could come up. So 5.5 kilometers per hour. I imagine that that's very, very slow. Anyway, not a big unit, right? Not a big unit at all. So a lot of concerns came out about this. I want to give you a chance to chime in here, but the first thing that was kind of crazy for everybody was that this thing was manned by a $30 Logitech controller, right? So
and the SPG saying if it's not in an Xbox Elite, then he doesn't want to ride in it. So maybe that was maybe that was the issue.
So like, I don't want to be mean, but this just doesn't look good, right? Like it doesn't look like we're set up for success here. As some of these stories are coming out, there was an interview that I saw online. This was not like an approved vessel from what I understand.
Now it had been down there. It had been down there before. They had made other trips. This was not the first trip, from what I understand.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Right? Hey, are we calling this Ocean Gate Gate?
Ocean Gate? I like it.
Yeah.
I think by now we all know what has happened, right? Unfortunately, the crew is gone. I think SPG said it right. There was an implosion, which means that whole vessel caved in and basically just obliterated the 5 people that were inside. From what I understand, the sucking in of that material and the way that it compacted on everything that was inside, unfortunately the folks inside disintegrated to dust in like a matter of milliseconds, right? Like it was that's terrible to say, but that's the truth of the matter. And so here's the official statement from Ocean Gate themselves, saying that their crew had sadly been lost. The hard part for me, especially as a parent, Jeff, and I hope that you share this sentiment with me, is that the one guy that was on the trip was a billionaire, right? And he had his 19-year-old son with him. And as cool as I can think that would be to share that experience together, seems a little too risky for a 19-year-old for me. What do you think?
Well, it also came out that he didn't want to go. There were reports that he didn't want to go, but it was Father's Day and he didn't want to disappoint his father. And I think my kids have done some things because they didn't want to disappoint me. I think I've done things I didn't want to disappoint my father. There. Kelly Drew is asking about what happened in Greece. I do not. I've been out all day. I don't know what's happened in Greece.
I've been outside too, so we definitely need to figure out what's going on there.
What's going on in Greece? But we put the show to bed, several hours ago. So if stuff happened,
this was supposed to happen at 9.
This was supposed to happen at 9. We put the show to bed last night.
Hey, Mr. Diablo himself, Crow.
We don't even have notes on what's going on in Russia today.
Not at all. Yeah, there's a lot of Russia stuff going on.
There's a lot of stuff going on that Crow Resin can fill us in on. Maybe next week if he's co-hosting with you.
The craziest news that I think has come out in the past 24, 48 hours is that, there is a supersonic acoustic detection system across the oceans that the Navy might have heard this implosion happen as early as Sunday, which was right after it went down, right? So not good. I just saw that note there, and I just took my breath away there for a second. 700. Oh my God. Geez, man, that's crazy. So I know a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are spinning this into a political thing, which it very much could be here in America, because that's just how it is, right? But the U.S. Navy possibly heard the implosion as early as Sunday. There was still hope given to the public that there might be a chance of survival for these 5 people. They just needed to get to them before the air ran out. Maybe they're stuck on the bottom of the floor. Maybe they're stuck under the Titanic. Hell, I even heard somebody say maybe they floated to the top already and we just haven't seen them, right? And they couldn't open this from the inside. It had to be opened from the outside once they were locked in the way they designed it. So they were like, man, we got to hurry up and get to them before air runs out. They might be on the surface. They weren't on the surface. They were done, right? So
but you see,
unfortunate.
If they had come out on Sunday and said we heard this and it was false, everyone would have said, how could you do that? How could you report it when it's false if you don't know? And then they go, so they don't, because they don't have enough evidence. So then they don't like, why couldn't you say something on Sunday? So it really didn't matter what they did. They were damned if they do. You guys all, it doesn't matter. Someone's gonna be mad at you, right? It doesn't matter what happened. So they were screwed no matter what, right?
I think the other thing that we heard too was that the families were informed on Sunday that there might have been a possible sound, right? And at the end of the day, the people that are responsible for those 5 people inside, the families, the company, the crew, the support staff, whatever, those are the people that should be concerned as to whether or not something happened. The general public doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if we were led on. It doesn't matter what, because news, although it travels fast, it doesn't travel that fast sometimes, right? And so to put out that, oh, hey, we did this, but we talked to the family, that doesn't come out till Thursday. It didn't come out Sunday, So I don't know. I really don't know how to feel about it. It's sad. As somebody that has been in some form of engineering throughout his career, for somebody that is in safety now as his career, this really caught my attention because there's just so much to talk about with this, right? Like crazy. Well, was it big news for you all in Canada?
Oh God, yeah.
Okay.
Everybody was talking about it. And you see, there was lots of discussion around because there was I guess a migrant ship and nobody seemed to care.
Yes, and I did. So that was the comparison. I didn't
know.
A bunch
of billionaires are lost, and all of a sudden, the entire world is spending billions to try to find these billionaires. Whereas there's these, migrants and their ships die, and nobody seems to care,
So that was a topic here as well. I'm glad to know that shared thought patterns.
And other people are like, why are we always hearing out, about billionaires? We're going to talk about more billionaires and more discussion later on, more foreshadowing, folks. And I said to somebody, I said, well, that's because nobody cares if Jim and I start having a fight. Ginger, everyone knows Gingerhead Dad. If Gingerhead Dad and I are going to be having a fist fight, nobody gives 2 craps. But if it's just more news if billionaires are doing it. So we hear more about what the billionaires are doing than what the average person. CNN isn't going to cover Todd and Jeff having a fist fight. No, CNN, no one's going to care.
Don't put that voodoo on Logitech SPG.
I didn't know William had strong opinions against Logitech. Okay, all right.
There goes that sponsorship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Whatever stays in the public eye, dude. I agree. Like, it makes news. People don't want to hear about the poor person. They want to hear about the rich person because that's what we're geared to.
Or they want to hear about the rich person gone bad.
Yeah, exactly. So I like it. Well, anyway, it's a sad story. No matter what.
William, we're live in case you didn't know that. We're live.
Right.
Yeah, we're live, buddy. Just in case. Yeah, we're live. Just saying.
Sad story. Prayers go out to the families. Thoughts go out to the families. Look, I'm all for ingenuity and pushing forward and trying to break barriers. But I think SPG said it earlier. It was signing a death waiver for this ride. It seemed like from the beginning. So,
but should extreme tourism like this, this was down below, but they're going to be shipping people into space. They already are. Elon
Bezos already went.
No, I know, but I mean, you can spend whatever a bunch of million and go up in Elon's rocket and go right to the damn space station. There was some civilian rich people went there. That could go awry and it could explode, right?
I'm going to be honest with you. If that happens, I'm glad it's them and not me.
Well, that too. But should we just scrap this whole, extreme tourism? Just because we can, should we? Should we, just because, why are we going, everyone keeps saying, the Titanic took 5 more lives. It continues to keep taking lives 111 years later. But, we bring it on ourselves. Should we, are we just that bored? We got to go down to the 4,000 feet below. We got to go, into space. We got someone's going to be trying to get to Mars. Probably not in my lifetime, because I may be dead soon, but probably in your kid's lifetime, there's going to be somebody's going to Mars. Going to be, and they may not make it to Mars, right? So
I think the only good thing to come out of this, Jeff, some people are saying at least they died quickly, right? Like, we still don't exactly know how it happened. We don't know when. We don't know if that sound on Sunday was if that was actually it. But if there's one good thing that came out of this, it's that hopefully, and I say hopefully, this is not going to be duplicated and 5 more people won't lose their life.
Well, apparently our transportation safety board, so our version of your NTSB type thing.
Okay.
Or maybe it's yours as well, but they're investigating not just it, but the ship and all the people that were sitting at the surface, helping them.
Because
right,
the one thing I haven't heard talked about I've been questioning is somebody had to take them out there, right?
Yes.
Like, they had to go out on a charter and then be dropped off. Did that charter not stay there with them?
Apparently, yeah. There was, 30 people on this boat there waiting. Some sort of support team of some sort. That they're also investigating them.
I just haven't heard a lot about that, right? Like, they're saying, oh, we can't find anybody. We're scouring the ocean. We're looking for. Where was the boat that dropped them off? Shouldn't they fucking anchor and stay there and live for the week?
I'm pretty sure they were.
Okay, so I just haven't heard about that. But
how many more lives will the Titanic claim? We have blue planes.
Right?
Why are we still going? Why are we?
Man,
James Cameron's been down there. One of the guys on there. One of the guys on there, PH somebody or another. He's been down there several times. He's experienced. And he signed off thinking this was safe. And he's an experienced, going downer kind of guy.
I'm going to be honest with you. With the fact that it's so far out, Jeff, I'm surprised it's even still there. It's over 100 years old now. I'm surprised it hasn't just rotted away to nothing. That's water that's submerged in water for over 100 years. How is it still there? I've seen deck wood rot faster than the Titanic is.
It wasn't made of wood.
It wasn't made of wood. There was no wood on that ship.
Well, I don't know if there's probably, railings and stuff like that, but the hull and stuff would have been made out of, I don't know, ship stuff. I'm gonna have to go ask my dad. My dad's the ship builder.
Your dad would be the person to ask. We should have him on we should have had him on as a special guest today, damn it.
We should have.
All right. Next time.
Right.
Next
That's
time.
right. That's right.
All right, next story
Jimmy James Cameron.
James.
Right. Yeah, he was
Hey,
all over
Jeff.
Yeah.
Did you take all the streamers? Where'd they go, man?
Yeah.
What's going on in the world? You're hitting me up this week. You're like, hey, we got to have this big news here. QXC or DPL or DDL or whoever he is retired, right? And I'm like, who the hell is this guy? You have to understand. I just don't keep up with the streamer world. I
know.
Mr. Beast doesn't need another watch from me. Ninja doesn't need another watch from me. You know what I'm saying? I just, it is what it is. I'd rather go watch SPG like just rage out on some airlocks or something, right? But you told me about this, right? This is big news.
No,
I'm going to let you run with it because I don't know who him.
You got to watch SPG take on the hacker in Red Dead. He took on a hacker and won against a hacker in Red Dead.
Damn,
I put a YouTube short. He was like, I'm sick of this, and he just hog-tied the guy, great. Threw him on the back of Crow's horse. Crow took him to the water, tried to drown him, but he eventually escaped. But he didn't have his horse, so he literally had to walk back.
Oh my God! I can't believe I missed it.
Crow said he was just walking back like this. It wasn't on stream because I didn't have Crow's camera up. I had my view.
You know what? That's called streaming. Karma.
Crow wasn't streaming, but Crow said he was just walking. He had to walk back to wherever to Blackwater or wherever the hell we were. I forget where we were, but because Crow. That's right. You can't fight the bullets. So, anyways, yes. So we took on SPG took on the hacker and won. But yes, where did the streamers go? So yes,
why is this big news? Is this guy big?
This guy is huge in the Fortnite community. He was one of the he was one of the best Fortnite streamers and gamers. He won tournaments, he won competitions, and he's 25 years old, and he left it open that he could come back. But he's just, and
I remember a certain Ryzak retiring, and Jeff said, you know what? It's only going to last so long. You'll be back. And then I posted a video of me playing Days Gone on my PS5 from my PS5. Like I just did the share, and you hit me and you were like, look, you're making content again. I told you. And I was like, I'm not making content. I just posted fucking gameplay. And you're like, nope, that's what it is. So
good morning to Willie Lowe, who's going to be our guest on Retro Rewind. So yeah, so yes, he's retiring. The thing that people don't realize, and well, maybe they do realize, but they don't think about it. You've done a show. You did Game Over. Yes. How many hours did you spend before?
More than I was live.
Correct. And we spend 2 or 3 hours a week on this show. And we're here for an hour, and we spend 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes our production meetings are 2 hours long, plus all our chats during the week, right?
Yeah.
So because
in all honesty, when we do this at 9, you and I are together at 10. We're usually talking 10 to midnight or something, and then we go to sleep for a little bit, turn right around, and do the show. So that is 2-3 hours in itself. Not to mention all the talk that we have throughout the week through the chat. Correct. Just because we're not voice chatting doesn't mean we're not communicating. That's time,
Correct. So these guys have contracts with Twitch. These guys have contracts where they have to stream 120 hours a month.
Yeah.
So that's a full-time job. That's a 40-hour work week.
But that's just streaming.
That's just streaming. They have sponsorships. They have personal things. They get their guests on other things. There's some State Farm is doing something, and Ninja's on it, TG's on it, Ludwig's on it. They're doing all these in addition to whatever their contract says, they're supposed to do.
Well, I remember Ninja specifically having an interview that I watched where he was like, I don't go to tournaments anymore because if I miss the time streaming, I miss money because I'm contracted to do so, right? Correct.
Let me see. I'm just catching up on the chat.
And I think that small streamers, would love. I think small streamers in general would love to have the numbers, the fame. Certain ones, right? Certain ones are better suited for a smaller crowd, like having that intimate relationship with their crew, right? But I think for the most part, any one of us would be like, wow, I'd love to have. I mean, Jeff, if you and I had 500 people watching this right now, we'd probably be floored, right? But then that's going to lead to more things down the line. That's going to lead to more of your time. And one of the reasons I had to stop Game Over and streaming in general was I just don't have time, right?
Got that right.
This provided an opportunity for us because we were doing this already. We were already chit-chatting. So, this is just elaborated chit-chat.
Yes.
But
But we're just doing it. We're just doing it live.
completely
But yeah,
understand how this could be stressful, right? That's what I wanted to get to.
yes, because they have their contract, and so they might have done 14-hour streams because they had to catch up. Like they missed a day, they had to run off, and they had to go and do a personal appearance, or they had to do something for a sponsor. So then they would do these 14-hour streams because they had to catch up. They had to do 120 hours a month, because they were because I don't think the new contracts are like that because they're smarter now. But the old Twitch contracts where you had to stream 120 hours, hours a month, in addition to everything else. Right.
Well, let me throw this at you real quick. I want you to keep going with that, but you've been in a sales realm for some of your career, right? If not most of it.
Most of my career. Yeah.
Most of your career. So
there's a sales component to always a sales component to my job.
Right. Yeah. So know as a salesman that you are always going to work more than what you get paid for. And it's something that you accept. At 35, 40, 45, 50, whatever it is, you have a different mindset about knowing what that work is and knowing that you have to execute that work to get ahead than somebody that's 20 to 25. It's just, it just is what it is. The exception is the Mr. Beast, the Ninja, these guys that have teams and can manage. Dr. Disrespect, right? They have teams. It's not just them.
They do.
You don't have anybody sitting there editing your videos. You don't have anybody sitting there tweeting for you or taking your pictures, or you're doing it all yourself,
Correct.
And most small streamers are. And so I think that, when you've got the expectation there, right, and you have the support there with you, it should make it easier. I don't know what his situation is because I really don't even know who this guy is. I apologize, Tifu. I do. I'm sorry, but to get to a stress level that you have to step away from something, it's deep. It's deeper. And this next person here is a perfect example of that, right? This thing here from Dick Serto. PewDiePie says he's finally free from the content grind now that he's moved to Japan. Lovely picture, him and I assume his wife or his fiance, girlfriend, whatever she is. Looks like he's happy and healthy. I know that not everybody is the same too, and where somebody might find success, anxiety and things may catch up with them later on and change them. And I may not have this story exactly accurate, but I feel like that's what happened with PewDiePie.
And Tim the Tatman always jokes. A lot of his chat calls him part-time Timmy because he's like, I'm applying for a personal time off PTO on Friday because he's going golfing or he's doing something. But he'll do a 12-hour stream or a 10-hour stream just because his fans want to see him and they want him, they want to watch him play and they want to interact with him and stuff. So, he does it, to keep for his fans, but he also does that. He knows like he's going away wherever he's going to do stuff with family. He's going to be gone for 10 days in July because he's taking time off. Sorry, I'm taking time off. I'm taking vacation, but the old Twitch contracts, and Willie Lowe is in the chat. He can probably fact check me on this as a longtime Twitch guy. The contracts, they locked you in and they wanted you, they were paying you an X amount of money and they wanted to, it's like a full-time job. Plus you had everything else you had to do. When I said, I've been an entrepreneur for like 30 years. And when I talk to young entrepreneurs, I'd always say, you've got your billable work, the work you're doing for clients, which is 60 to 80% of your time. Then you've got sales and marketing, which let's say that's 80% of your time, all your work, so you get paid. Then you've got we've got
research.
You've got other stuff that you got to do that's, sales and marketing, that's 20%. Then you've got admin, that's 10% or more. And then the smart ones will go, Jeff, that's more than 110%. Yep, that's exactly right. If you think you're working a 40-hour, now you're working for yourself, you get to pocket all that money, you can do all this other stuff. So it's fine. You're not working for the man, right?
Yeah.
And it's not cut out for everybody. Not everybody can do it. Not everybody, can do it. And some people fail, and that's okay. We live in a world now where if you try it and you fail, that's okay. That's a badge of honor now. It's not like in my day. And there's a lot of
No, you
support
got
and
to
a lot
fail
of
to
other
succeed.
things, right? So,
Yeah.
so these guys, these young, men and women, and then then you got the XQCs and the Amaranth, and Amaranth made a good point in one of her tweets. I don't know if you have that one or not.
Well, you got this right here, right? So that's where we were going to segue next. Was not only are some of them retiring, but some of them are just switching platforms altogether, right? We talked about XQC last week and how he was switching over to Kick. This tweet here makes it seem like he didn't do very good. He's got 8 people watching.
He's not switching over. He got a huge contract, but it's not
$100 million.
So he was still going to be able to he's still streaming on Twitch. He was on Twitch.
And he said that he was still going to do that every once in a while.
And he was still on Twitch this week. I don't remember exactly.
Well, you ran this story for me last night, and you found 60,000 people watched his first stream?
I just went to his Twitch. No, well, his first
and it was like 8 seconds.
It was 8 seconds, and it had 4,000 views.
4,000. Okay, I was way off.
His first stream. His second, and I just went to kick.com/xqc. Now, Charlie, I saw a VOD of Charlie's from one of his live streams, and people were saying that he was live, but he was watching something that he shouldn't have been watching, and they had taken him off the homepage of Kick. But if you had just gone to kick.com/xqc, you could still see it. So Charlie was very confused as to why he was doing this. So I think he's pushing the limits of seeing what he can and cannot do.
I can't remember who the guy's name was, but I saw another one, like a $75 million deal with Kick. And then they just got Amaranth. And she's, if not the biggest, one of the biggest female streamers that's out there, right? Pokimane is really big and some others, right? But her story has been a little bit different because, in a sense, the OnlyFan era and Amaranth on Twitch kind of go hand in hand. If you follow me, because of like the pool thing and this and that. So this is a big deal for Kick. And after giving XQC $100 million, I'm pretty sure she got damn close to that as well. So crazy, say what you want about her. Like, I don't, it is what it is, but it's pretty remarkable stuff to be able to get this type of money for sitting in front of the camera. How do you think the Tucker Carlsons and the, the Don Lemons of the world feel when they just see streamers making all of this money, man? Like, I'm sure they make well more than that. Don't get me wrong. Book deals, TV deals, whatever. But they went through the ringer to probably get where they're at. And these people are sitting at home playing some games.
I want to point to that. I want to point to that quote where she said, Twitch would never be able to achieve profitability by squeezing streamers. This is something you see in business all the time. Before I had my own company, I worked for a major consulting firm, and and that's what companies tend to do, is they tend to try to nickel and dime the wrong area. Right? They're like, where can we cut? Well, we're going to cut this area, but they leave the other fat in other areas, and they try to cut what's the easiest. And the easiest is obviously the streamers, right? And Twitch probably pays Amazon for AWS and bandwidth and all this other stuff, which they have to pay for. So
I think the Twitch CEO, he came out and was like, just because these people are leaving doesn't mean that Twitch is done, right? Like,
of course,
we're still going to be fine because of the. Come on, man, you're going to.
What else is he going to say?
Because I tell you what. If you start your Twitch stream and I start my Twitch stream, we're going to run maybe like 10 people a piece, right? That's nowhere near what these people were doing. You could have 100 of us and we would never get to that point, right?
So SPG says all of her best work fits in a jar, and Ray ordered her fart in a jar.
I heard. And
of course, everybody knows I moved to. I got the hot tub, so I could do hot tub streams. That is, everybody knows. Willie Lowe is right.
That's all right, Willie. Don't worry.
Failure is the best learning tool.
He was behind.
And streamers are a major market. And if you ask kids, what job do they want to grow up and be? Streamer.
Oh, most of them now want to be a streamer, right?
Yeah, content creator.
Used to be a professional athlete.
Yeah. Or fireman or nurse or nurse. Shout out to Willie Lowe, who's gone back to school to become a nurse. Gotta love him.
It's great.
We're going to learn more about that tomorrow on Retro Rewind.
My daughter is hoping to get into some form of nursing as well. I tell you, I will be as proud as anybody could be if she does, because there's just such a need everywhere for care.
I had a client. I had a client who he told me back in August. He goes, I'm leaving at the end of the month. I went, oh no. He goes, I'm going back to school to be a paramedic.
Oh, and nice.
He's like a bit younger than me. He was late 40s. And
dude, I'm gonna tell you, the paramedics
they were finally in a position. They were in a position financially that he could do it. And Willie can tell me if it's true. I think it's a 2-year program, but Willie would know better than I do what it is. But
it's cool because the paramedic life kind of gives you that intense action. You're kind of the first responder, right? I mean, you are the first responder in a sense. So, the knowledge that they have to have rivals what the doctors have to have at the ER level, right? And like, I had a friend that went through training and stuff. It was intense, man. It's not just like, it's not a shoe-in job. Like so the fact that you said he's going back to school, that's awesome. That is awesome.
So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern on SPG channel. We're going to talk to Willie, and he can explain all about this career change that he's had.
I got it.
Going back to nursing school. So,
hey, so there was a lot of other news stories that hit this week. We're going to try to get through them as fast as we can. Some of you that are watching this probably don't care too much about like actual PGA golf, but the event last week was at the Los Angeles Country Club. And there was an airplane that was paid to fly in circles around the course during the event. And golf, if you don't know, is one of those very quiet sports, right? Like there's rules in place where you're not supposed to talk in somebody's backswing. You're not supposed to talk when somebody's putting like this. So you got this airplane just like up overhead.
Why in golf why at golf you have to be quiet when the guy is hitting a ball stationary, but in baseball the guy is whipping a ball 100 miles an hour at my head and the entire place is screaming, and this guy's whipping a ball at my head? Why is that? Can someone explain that to me? Can someone in chat?
Golf is a gentleman's game.
Can someone explain that? Someone explain that to me, please.
Oh, what up, Tara?
Okay, Willie goes.
Anyway, I could just imagine they're watching the golf event and just seeing these golfers like, and I'm just, this is awesome.
Callie says California, you can't swear on the course.
No. Oh, really? That's a rule?
Oh, man. According to Callie.
Screwed. I would be totally screwed.
According to Callie.
That was the first time. Reaction is to F-bomb.
That was the first time. Well, YouTube told me my short of SPGs was limited due to non-advertiser friendly content, and I went,
that's right.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's SPG. That probably I didn't even fight it. This show gets tagged all the time, and I fight it. I didn't even fight that one. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right with SPG. Probably.
Yeah,
probably
we
right.
Definitely. Jeff has shared with me several emails that he has gotten about our show. I don't feel like we're doing anything wrong. What are we doing wrong?
I think they just flag. They flag pretty much every video I make now, and I have to go and fight every single one of them. I'm like, come on, YouTube. What is come on?
Come on, YouTube. We're Google people. Jeff and I love Google.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, but are we going to love Google at the end? By the end of the show, are we going to love Google? I don't know.
That was pretty crazy. Hey, we talked about the Golden Knights winning the Stanley Cup final last week, but
we did.
You definitely like Joe Pompliano. Okay, I'm just going to say most of the tweets you send me are from this guy.
He's becoming my new favorite guy. He's becoming my new favorite. It used to be Darren Rubble, but now Joe has just been pumping up, and his tweets go on for hours. Like they are just huge.
Yeah, he and this is actually two slides or two transitions here because his tweet here was so long. But the story from their inception to now, I mean, it's Hollywood, right? It's a Hollywood script here, Jeff. You go down the line here, you look at all this stuff on here, and it's just like, oh my gosh, wow, look at how much money they got. Look at they didn't do the oh my god, all 30 teams voted for them to be in, they got this great new stadium, it's 85% full season tickets out the wahoo, like tons of money, this and that, right? So Vegas is killing it right now. You can see their year over year how much money or how much their valuation is as a franchise. They've doubled their valuation in 6 years. 6 years they've doubled 500 million to $1 billion plus, right? So pretty cool. You know, that smile on his face speaks a lot to. I'm just pissed because I'm a Carolina Hurricanes fan, and we should have been lifting that cup this year, Jeff.
Yeah,
That's all it is.
We got booze from Ray.
Boo!
We got
so
booze from Ray.
Let's get them off. This is the second biggest story of the week, and I probably could have made this its own thing. But Jeff,
by scrolling, I apparently didn't. I fell asleep in the production meeting. I thought this was our second story, so this is what I put in the scrolling.
Yeah. You did send this to me, right? And you said, "Who you got?" Asking me who I thought was going to win. And I had seen this, but you actually sent it to me before I sent it to you. If you've been under a rock, apparently Elon Musk was in a chat with another Twitter user and had said something along the lines of, you know, he would fight Mark Zuckerberg in a cage match. And then Mark Zuckerberg responded with, you know, send me location, which is, I think, a quote from a movie or from
no.
It's one of the UFC fighters, right?
It's one of the UFC fighters. Whenever someone challenges him, he goes, "Send me a location."
Oh, what the hell's his name?
Victor Vendenboya.
No, it's the guy. No, it's the guy that fought Conor McGregor. Why can't I think of his name?
No, it's Vendenboya or whatever the hell his name.
I thought it was Megdov or whatever his name is.
No.
Anyway, so he sends that, like, you know, because that was like a big quote back in the day.
Yeah.
Apparently this thing is legit because Dana White has been involved with them. They're going to do this now.
Well, Dana, I saw the interview. Dana White said he talked to them both.
Right.
There's nothing in writing. There's nothing.
But they sound serious. That's what he said, right?
So that's what, you know, if you can believe Dana White. If you can believe what Dana White says, I don't know.
What this what this does for me is not much. I'll be honest with you, right? This is like the head of one social media empire versus the new head of this social media empire, and they want to fight in a cage match. But this does nothing for me.
But Jeff. they're gonna raise billions for charity. Will be the most.
That'll be the only good thing of this.
You know, when Mayweather fought whoever the hell he fought, McGregor, I guess.
Like, was it Gotti the third fight?
I don't know. Maybe it was McGregor. I don't know. Like, everything was like people who didn't even know what boxing was were posting about this. It's like, you never watch boxing. What are you doing? Everyone's going to be talking about it. Everybody is going to be.
Well, Zuckerberg does jujitsu, and he just won a jujitsu competition not too long ago.
Or did he fall asleep? We never did talk about that.
Or did he pay his way through? I don't know. But apparently Elon does train.
Ron Fletcher wants also like Stadia versus Xbox.
That would be a good one. Hey, foreshadowing. So I think Elon is like 6'2", and I think Zuckerberg's like 5'7" or 5'8". So everybody's like, oh, well, even though Zuckerberg has all this training, Elon's just bigger. Look, man, there's a reason why David and Goliath was talked about, right? So if they do actually fight, I'm not sure if it's actually going to be a fight, you know, or if it's going to be for TV. But I think I agree with Ray. I think I'm going to go with the Zuck, man. As much as I hate to do that, because I do like Elon, I think I'm going to go with the Zuck on this one if they actually get into a fight.
We got to see what the rules are. Is it going to be? Is it going to be boxing? If it's boxing rules,
is it going to be in the metaverse?
Oh, maybe. Oh, maybe that's where it will take place. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a great way for them to
you know, like when Connor took when Connor Dickhead took on. Oh, there goes my guess. I can't.
There you go. We're done now. Pro Resin, this is rated M for mature.
might as well not even fight this one. When McGregor took on Mayweather, he's like not a boxer. So Mayweather was just playing with him until he got tired and said, "All right, I got to go now."
Yeah,
and then smacked him around. But is it going to be boxing? Is it going to be MMA? Is it going to be chess? Like,
is it going to be chess?
Like raise money's on Zuckerberg. Sure he can do MMA and he's got the BJJ.
I think that they should have like a coding Olympics and see which one of them can write lines.
Elon's not a coder. He'll tell you that. That's
he
why
understands it though.
That's why he open source part of Twitter. So he's not a coder. Mark's a coder.
Well, that should be interesting. Hey,
Whatever.
You love EA. Jeff, like when I look up Jeff Janak in the dictionary, beside it says EA Sports Alumni. Because Jeff has been playing EA since EA was incepted. Okay. But recently, Jeff has backed off of EA a little bit because he's getting kind of tired of the animations and he can beat everybody with one play and whatever. But
full disclosure, I did like their little sports baseball game. I do have some videos I haven't had a chance to publish yet about it. So.
Yes, I love that, Jeff. Thank you for telling me that.
So
EA announced that EA Games is going to split in half. Okay. They're going to have EA Sports, and then they're going to have EA Entertainment. I thought the whole thing was called EA Entertainment, but basically it's going to be two entities, which I thought it was to begin with. So I don't understand why this is news outside of a name change. Jeff, please tell me what the hell is going on here.
Well, remember, they own a lot of studios. They've been buying up studios, right? So Respawn and others. So that's all they want to do. They just want to separate out the studios that do one thing and then just keep their shitty sports business separate.
Jeff, I see SPG's comment in here that says it's about Zuck and Elon. It says, I say they both take an epidural and see who can ride a bike the longest. I'm thinking that we need to reach out to a second sponsor, and I think that we need to get Blue Chew on board. Have you seen all the Blue Chew ads on Twitter? It's basically like Viagra, but I think that we should get a Blue Chew. I think we should get a Blue Chew sponsorship, Jeff. That'll be next.
I guess they don't. I guess they don't air. I guess those ads don't play in Canada.
I'll share them with you, Jeff. They're fantastic.
Okay.
Their marketing is spot on.
Okay, we don't.
And by spots, I mean there's two.
90% of the ads I get on YouTube are in French.
Oh, because of Canada?
I don't know.
Oh.
I was watching something and Big Ol' Mac's like, "Why are your ads in French?" I don't know. YouTube serves me my ads in French. I don't know. 90% of my ads are in French. Wait, go back one.
Yes.
Back one.
Back. You want to talk about that one still? All right. What are we doing?
Where's the lawsuit? Where's the lawsuit one? Is that after?
It's the next one after. So we'll skip
okay.
two. I didn't do them in a row.
Okay.
Big news out of the U.S. this week. The Pentagon had an accounting error and funded the Ukraine an extra $6.2 billion, Jeff. Billion with a B.
Just on Ray's comment, Ray, have you played Madden? Have you played the closed beta? I have. Okay. Have you played the closed beta?
We don't have a Madden story. We have a Pentagon announces accounting error of $6.2 billion. Jeff, I know you're Canadian. I know you don't give a shit about this.
Really don't.
I'm not sure that $6.2 billion should be considered an accounting error. I think that should be a fireable offense, and I think that we should get that money. We need a refund for the You weren't supposed to get that. Jeff, if I was to Venmo you $100, right? And I said, oh, shit, Jeff, I meant to send that to my friend. Didn't mean to send that to you. Do you mind giving me it back? I think at this point in our relationship, you would give it back, right?
Oh,
fuck.
What?
Oh, my God, man. $6.2 billion. How do you make an accounting error for $6.2 billion when we're freaking trillion dollars in debt. Like, I don't understand.
I'd like to refer this to my accountant, Crow Resin. Crow Resin always fact check the math for me. So whenever we're doing something, I'm like, Crow, can you check the math on that? So I'd like to defer this to my accountant, Crow Resin, for him to check the math. Clearly, they don't have a Crow Resin checking the math.
Oh my God, unreal! And they just act like it's nothing. You know,
it does sound like a rounding error.
I should have had these back to back with that one, Jeff. But we've talked here before about the college football game that's coming out, like NIL deals, etc. But now there is controversy over the compensation. You know a lot more about this than I do.
I do. Production meetings, I still get it wrong. I got to pay more attention in 2-hour production meetings. This is a lawsuit over who gets to represent the kids.
Mm-hmm.
This is not the
athletes themselves. They don't have an agent. They don't have a union.
They have agents. They don't have a union.
They have an agent, not a union.
Agents. They have no union. So there's nobody representing the body, the student body.
I'm tracking.
Right? And so the Bondar Group was doing that because they signed agreements with like 52 schools. So they were going to be the ones, and they were the ones talking to EA. And then EA signed a deal with, I forget the name, One Sports or something, another company, and totally, saying you're going to have the exclusive rights to negotiate for the students. So this other group is going, no, we represent 52 schools. Screw you, we want in. It's really, they're fighting over who gets to get that piece of the pie. Right. That's all it is. So it's really nothing to do with the game. It's who gets the right. They're fighting over who gets the right to represent the kids, and obviously then get that slice of money.
Yeah.
Right. And also the latest I heard was that EA was going to, which is starting all this fighting, was they were going to offer each kid whose name, image, and likeness they use one time $500. No royalties. No anything.
This is the other side of it here that you're talking about, right? Like this is the second part of this story, because it's not just who's representing them, and it's not just about like the name, image, and likeness. Like, this thing is getting really deep, right?
Correct. Yeah, it is, and it's all about money. Always about money. It's always about the money.
I know here in North Carolina, they're trying to start an NIL deal for high school athletes, Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
High school athletes, and they're telling they're working around a number of $150. And outside of gaining the business experience or the exposure experience, I don't understand how that $150 is worth. I've said on the show before, I have a hard time with kids. I do. I have a hard time with trying to push kids to grow up too fast, trying to make them adults before they're ready to be adults. Even if you have knowledge, there are still things that subconsciously we do, the way that we act, the way that we perceive things, the way that we make decisions, that we don't actually get that really locked down until 30 to 40 sometime. Like, you got to go through things a little bit and experience things and mess up to do things correctly, right? So outside of like understanding the business and getting some experience in it, I don't understand why we would want to do this for high school athletes. But the college athletes, I've been all about. Look, they're adults at that point. And for people to be making billions of dollars off of them when they can't make a dime, like back in the day, they couldn't sign a fucking autograph without getting flagged by the NCAA, right? So
correct.
This is huge. Like this whole thing is huge for the college athlete, for the young entrepreneur. But wherever there is green grass, there's always going to be dark clouds, because adults are going to get themselves involved. And like you're talking about, it's about the representation of who is representing them. It's all, it all comes down to greed and money at the end of the day, like you said.
It does. But would you not want Riley to sign a $500 a year or something contract to represent the local car dealership and maybe do an ad for them, or the local I don't know.
I think it depends.
Maybe
on
the
what you
local,
want for
you know,
your child.
the local store that sells. You have those stores that sell like Play It Again.
Yeah.
Equipment,
We have a Play It Again Sports. That's what it's
yeah.
called.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we have those in Canada too. Didn't know if they were if it was a Canadian thing or whatever. So maybe Carly it does a few posts on social media for them and talks about, hey, I got new cleats from Play It Again Sports, and they're over there on Ryzak Road. You should go visit them and talk to my boy Susie because she was great. She helped me get new soccer cleats, and they put that up, and they give Riley $1,000 a year to make 2 or 3 posts or videos. Would you not want? You're going to deprive poor Riley of a chance of making some money?
And the reason I say that, and a lot of people might not agree with me, there's an innocence to children, and when we push that innocence aside too soon, I haven't seen very many success stories, Jeff.
Not yet.
So, yes, maybe somebody will be the one, but we didn't talk about him last week. We're not talking about him this week. This baby Gronk thing, right? Like, I just don't like it, right?
Folks, we made a decision we made a conscious call not to talk about baby
like
Gronk.
I just don't like it, right? So
sure,
I have an issue when it comes to children. College athletes is college athletes is a different scenario, because at that point they should be learning how to make themselves businesses.
Now, hold on. That's a lie. Not that part. The part before that. We did talk about that girl who was 12 or something.
Yeah, 15. It was 15.
Was she 15? She signed with a local fitness place or something.
Correct.
And she was hoping to encourage other kids and maybe get into that sports marketing side. We did talk about her.
Wrong story that I had. I think you're right. I think she was 12.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, the 15, right. I think was a soccer player.
Okay.
But yeah, there was that 12-year-old. Anyway,
crazy.
So, anyways, you're going to deprive not Carly.
I am. Yes.
Poor Riley. You're going to deprive poor Riley of a chance.
I believe in parenting, Jeff. I believe in parenting. So that's what
I believe in dollars. So if I told Bigglemac. I told Bigglemac years ago.
Bigglemac not 12, Jeff. He's freaking 21.
He's only 20. I told him this years ago. I said, I want you to become a YouTube sensation.
Yes, by all means, at 20, do it.
No, I told him this like when he was, even before he was a teenager. I told him to become a YouTube sensation. And
he was a teenager.
I don't remember when I told him. He's probably hearing me. He's probably going to come down and start yelling at me soon.
I love it.
But
I love it.
When did I?
Yes, get him. Get him!
When did I tell you to become a YouTube star? When did I tell you to start becoming a YouTube sensation? How old were you? 5 years ago. All right, so he was 15. 5 years ago, and, so 15. And all right, so he didn't do it, so I had to become the YouTube sensation. He did not want to do it, so I was pushing him to become a YouTube sensation.
If he is basing success off of your streaming career, we need to have an intervention. Okay, that's where we're at. Oh, Bigglemac could start tomorrow. He could put on like a dress and a bikini top, and he would get more views than we do together.
Probably. I'm not sure why you want Bigglemac to be transgender, but okay.
NHL Hall of Fame was dropped. There's some notable names, right? These are all people, if you've paid attention to hockey over the years, right? Henrik Lundqvist. This is the first year he was eligible. But he got in. Pierre Turgeon, Ken Hitchcock is a coach of the decades. Hold on, there was another one here. We let there Mike Vernon. That was the one that kind of got me a little bit. Tom Barrasso. Mike Vernon won several Stanley Cups with
very goaltender heavy this year. Very goaltender heavy, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Lundqvist, Vernon, and Barrasso, right? Barrasso, he not only had success at the NHL level, but he had success at the Olympic or the world level. He won some golds or won some tournaments, some world tournaments as well. Yeah. Mike Vernon, awesome goaltender for the Red Wings. That Red Wings team was stacked. Let's be honest. Okay. The goaltending definitely helped, but I mean, he had an awesome team in front of him. Pierre Lacroix, that's somebody that you've probably heard of over the years, right? I think he was with the Canadians, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe he was. I was going to say, wasn't he
for a
with the
long
Canadians?
time. But Rod Brindamore, who's also the coach of the Hurricanes, and I know I'm home in the Hurricanes here, right? Like, he's been looked over year after year after year. And I have to say that a lot of these guys, too, were looked over year after year after year. Depends who's voting. It depends who they have to vote on. It depends on the stable of horses that are in there, on who they select, because they can only select so many each year, right? I know Rod Brindamore will eventually be in the Hall of Fame, but there were some other guys that were kind of head scratchers when you look at, as you said, a goalie heavy Hall of Fame class, right? So
yeah,
pretty,
but all
pretty cool stuff.
Baseball, hockey, football. We all, it took years in football for what's his name, to make the Hall of Fame. And at the time, he is the only guy with 5 Super Bowls, 5 Super Bowl rings, right? You got 2 for 49ers and 3 from 49ers and 2 from Dallas. Chuck Haley. Charles Haley, right? And he was overlooked for many years, mostly because of things he had said about the league and the commission and whatnot before he finally got in. But it's like, up until Tom,
there's a lot of things that weigh on the decision.
There is. It all depends on who's in the room, pounding the table for you and who else.
Oh, believe me, because there is campaigning for this stuff.
Oh yeah. And when Peyton Manning, after after 5 years after he was in retirement, right? Obviously, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. So now there's your one. So now you only got X amount of other slots to slot it in. You look at the short list. You're like, all those guys deserve to be in. Even on the long list, all those guys kind of.
And in this one, Henrik Lundqvist was the one, right? Like, they knew that he was going to get in. They just had to sort through the other ones. So next year provides another chance to those that missed out, but it also provides a new set of people that will be eligible, right? So Hall of Fame decisions are always
next time you come to Toronto to visit Rue Diggs, you should check out the Hockey Hall of Fame.
I should.
Right downtown Toronto.
You sent me a DM of the governor losing $2.3 trillion. That's insane.
Governor or government?
Yeah.
Maybe the
Wembanyama, we talked about him a few weeks ago. He was the #1 draft pick. I saw Ray a little while ago put the name Grady Dick into the chat, Jeff. Correct. You guys got yourselves a gem. Not only of a player, but of a personality. He's got a ton of personality.
He does. He's going to fit right in here in Toronto. Fans are going to love him. And I think he's the best 3-point shooter in college basketball. So I think that's going to be good.
Did you see Wembanyama at the Yankees game throwing out the first pitch, the baseball in his hand?
No.
The baseball fit like right here in his hand. Like the whole freaking baseball was like here. Like his fingers were like overlapping the ball because his hands are so big. So
there you go.
We'll see if he's going to be able to live up to the hype. I hope so. I think it would be fascinating to see a person of his size and caliber, dominate. I think it would be cool to watch. So if anybody is going to make him a superstar, Popovich will make him a superstar.
Most hype.
And I think Tim Duncan's on that staff still, isn't he?
I believe he is.
Yeah.
That's a good mentor. I think he's better there because it's I don't want to call it a small market, but it's not in New York.
I agree. It's
LA.
Toronto. It's Toronto, Jeff. Let's be honest.
It's a good place for him. It's not
New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami. Even he would have been eaten alive.
Yes, but San Antonio. San Antonio.
They have a big man like legends are big men there, right? Duncan, Robinson, even Elgin Baylor or the Iceman.
The Admiral?
Yep.
Pulling out the Admiral? Yeah.
I am. That's how I roll.
Yeah.
You've been all about baseball recently, and the MLB actually they were able to have a baseball game series in London. If I'm not mistaken, it's Wembley Field.
I think so.
I think Wembley Field is the one that they turned into a baseball stadium.
I believe I sent you some images of what it looked like.
Yeah. So this is actually a video of them setting up the field and like how they had to do everything. Pretty cool. Like if you've ever watched concert stages, be set up, anything like that, kind of similar in how they had to redo this. But
there's lots of videos of like when they're moving, like they're changing a hockey arena and from hockey to a concert to a basketball game. Like in Toronto, there could be a hockey game, then there could be a concert, and then there could be a basketball game all in the same weekend.
Apparently the NFL games have been pretty successful when they've gone to London, right? They've sold out. So much so that the NFL expanded to Germany this past season, and that was a success. So there is conversations in NFL circles of
baseball. Baseball's talking about expanding to Germany.
Right, but because of the success that the NFL has had, now you're seeing Major League Baseball say, "Hey, what about us? We're America's sport, and this is great." I don't know if baseball is played in England. I would love to have somebody in the chat here from England that could tell me. I don't know if it's played. If it is, I don't know how popular it is, right?
You're going to have to ask them too. You need to report on that when you go to England in 3 weeks.
I will. I'll ask.
You need to run around and not ask them if they know about Stadia, but you got to ask them if they know about.
Do they know baseball?
Do they know baseball?
Do you know who Shohei Ohtani is?
The league leader. The league leader in home runs.
And he's like the best pitcher right now too. So
and he leads the league in home run.
Crazy stuff.
I said that was last week. Something else that didn't make last week's show was that him.
It was. You had a nice graphic on that too.
I did.
You sent me a tweet about this a little bit before the show. Not a lot of people there, Jeff.
Well,
didn't look like a sellout to me.
Well,
so we'll see what happens.
I think that might have been before the game, but let's just see what happens.
It could have been. So we'll see. I just don't know how popular the sport of baseball is in England. So here's the next thing I was going to spit at you. We've seen the NFL go there. We're seeing NBA. Will we see NBA? I said MLB. Will we see NBA?
Don't they do something already over there?
I don't believe they do.
They do at least some exhibition, I think, don't they?
You think so?
I think so. Don't they do some?
Because if any sport,
Ray, still here, Ray. Don't they do some exhibition over there?
If any of those three sports was going to be successful in Europe, I believe it would be basketball.
Yeah, I thought they already did something over there because they do it. They do a couple of games in different parts of Canada, and I thought didn't they do something in China with Yao Ming before? And I think they do some stuff down in, I think, Africa, because Mosari, our GM, was down there. So they have done other international stuff. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just read SPG's comment about putting my family to work. I'm sure I could get them to make quite a bit of money in Europe. I don't know that I'd still have a family when I came home. It's going to be great, man. I'm going to document.
Making NIL deals. He doesn't want his kids making NIL deals. There's no way that
we're going to be documenting the trip for sure. So maybe I'll make a video of it. All right, Jeff, we got a few more to get to. Console War is over, Jeff. Congratulations. You don't have to worry about it anymore because PlayStation is officially the winner of the Console Wars. Well, Microsoft has tipped their hats and said, look, we're number 3. We're number 3, so don't worry about us. We're good over here. Hey, FTC, no, we're the little guy. FTC, we're the little guy. Just let us do what we want to do. Don't worry about it. PlayStation's number 1. Nintendo is number 2. We're comfortable at number 3, but we're not the best. We don't have the best. We don't know the most. So don't look at us anymore, please. Do you like this strategy, Jeff?
Whatever helps them win. Whatever helps them win.
Do you want Xbox to win?
I believe Dove from Stadia was gonna win it. Was that Friday or is that Monday?
Our very close friend Purple Haze tweeted that out. That Dov Zimrig, former CEO of Stadia, was going to, or he was actually summoned to testify before the FTC Xbox hearings, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't follow this as closely as most because I just really don't give a shit at the end of the day. I just want them to come to a decision so I can move on with my gaming. But
it's funny.
that Stadia was put in there as a console platform, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I met a guy today. We were talking. I interviewed him for about retro and stuff, and we were talking after. And he's like, I hate consoles. I'm a PC guy. He goes, I'm a PC guy. I play stuff. He plays a lot of strategy games. He goes, I got a great PC. I got a 7-year-old graphics card. I play the games I want. Consoles suck. And he was going on about consoles and stuff. I'm like, you have a 7-year-old graphics card. You're not going to be playing anything of the new games. But I guess if they're all strategy, there's nothing really new. So anyway, it's could have used SPG there.
Not a lot of animations.
No, I don't know. I guess not. But he was happy. But you know what? I don't care. I have a Switch. I make content on a Switch. I have a PlayStation 4 and 5 now, which I make content on. Thank you very much, PlayStation. I
tell you what, Jeff, you're about 2 consoles away from being able to be eligible for that submarine that went down to the Titanic.
Ooh, nice. And I play on xCloud, so I can play Ray. I can play with Ray. I can play with Big Ol' Mac and his buddies. And I can play MLB for free, MLB The Show. I play on
convenient. There's a convenience.
I play on PC because there are some games that it's only on PC. All right, I'll install it. Like Red Dead, I can only play Red Dead on PC. Well, I guess I could play it on console, but after Stadia, we all moved to PC, so there's no point in me having it anywhere else. So. I play where the game is that I want to play that's most convenient for me. Crash Team Rumble is PlayStation, which is why I have a PlayStation. So win, lose.
So you always say that you're an adequate gamer.
I am.
But you're a cultured gamer, Jeff. And I say that you're a cultured gamer because you play across multiple platforms, right? You're not just tied into one. You're a cultural gamer, Jeff. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
But Jeff, I don't know if you heard the news.
Oh.
I don't know if you heard the news. You talked about Stadia earlier. Stadia's not dead, Jeff. It's coming back, Jeff. It's coming back.
I know.
Stadia's back. It's back. Stadia's back.
YouTube playables, baby.
Oh my God! I saw this today and I about shat my pants. But it's not really Stadia 2.0, right?
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Apparently, from what I've read, it's going to allow people to play demos, like after watching a video, right? Be able to play the demo of the game, which is exactly what Stadia allowed us to do. We think about some of those demos that we got to play throughout the course of time. The Resident Evil 4 demo was actually using Stadia technology on the website, right?
Same with Arkham Knights. There was the Arkham Knights.
Arkham Knights, for AT&T.
Yeah.
Right. So kind of cool, and something that probably makes a lot of sense for them. I don't think it's going to be a hard, transition for them by any means. They already have the code. They already know what to do, how to integrate it into YouTube, especially with all the YouTube integration that we had from streaming straight to YouTube. So it should work fine.
You got to remember, YouTube has a new CEO. Susan's gone, Neil's in.
Yep.
And advertising revenue is down and viewership is down or they want to make it, YouTube. So when you could Google something and play it right from the search, and everybody was having a meltdown over how great, all about that. And I'm like, well, hold on. They've been doing that for years. If you Google something, they embed the answer in the search screen because they don't want you leaving. Right? They don't want you leaving. And that's what people don't understand. They think, oh, if you have all these, I'm going to go buy subscribers because it's what subscribers. It's all what it's not. It has zero to do with that. And anyone who says that it's about subscribers, they're an idiot. It's all about views and keeping people on the platform, right? And it's all about. And there's been lots of stuff that's come out from the creator conferences they've had and stuff. And the metrics, everyone keeps talking about the algorithm. I've cracked the code on the algorithm. There's no code. There's no algorithm. It's all about keeping you on the platform. So if I click on a Ryzak video, and then from there that leads me either to another Ryzak video or to an SPG video and then to a Ray video, I'm staying on the platform. And so you're going to get credit for views, even if I'm not watching your video. It's all about the views. It's all about keeping you on the platform, right? And that's why if you Google something, the answer, there's a link to where you got the answer, right? But so for today's real question, I didn't understand something, so I Googled it, and the answer was right there. Now, there was a link that led me to the actual thing I was looking up, but it answered my question right into Google. I'm still in Google. The tab is still open, right? And that's what they were doing with Luna and whatever. When you Google, click play, because they don't want you to leave their site. Yeah. Same thing. Right. So if they can embed something where you just watch the Nintendo Direct about the Mario game, and there's a playable demo,
and you can go right over and do it.
Go right over and start playing it.
Yep. And then they'll be able to trend and track how many people actually took that link, but then versus how many people actually went and bought the game. And when they can show the numbers that it supports, then it's going to be successful. I think that this is probably a really good move for them. I think that integrating YouTube that's already successful is a smart move, right? But I think we really need to stay away from the Stadia 2.0 chatter, because it's not Stadia 2.0. As SPG said, we need a real cloud platform where we can buy games, right? Like that's what we had. And I think that's what made it so perfect for a lot of us. But unfortunately, the numbers weren't there, as we found out over time. So interesting stuff if they're trying to get back into the gaming realm.
Neil's mandate is to keep people on the platform. So whatever else you can do to keep them on the platform, that's only going to help your views. It's only going to help your statistics. It's only going to help you be successful. And for all those idiots that are out there, pretending to be Mr. Beast's son that says, here's how you can buy subscribers, and you can, not about buying subscribers or even buying views. It's both, and YouTube knows all of that. If you're buying bots or viewing your thing, and they're not staying on the platform, and so YouTube knows that, right? Yep. That's why you put at the end of your videos, hey, watch another video from me, or watch this other thing, because they want to keep you on the damn platform.
When Xbox One came out, Microsoft transitioned the console experience to be an entertainment platform. They wanted to integrate live TV. They wanted you to watch movies. They wanted you to listen to music. They wanted you to do all of the stuff from this box that sat in your living room, right? YouTube would be smart to integrate that same mindset, right? Because they've already implemented to where you can rent movies or purchase movies through YouTube so that you can buy. That's going to go against the Netflix trend, right? They've already got the music that's embedded in through there. So why not games, right? YouTube is your staple, People know Google. Most people know Google for Gmail and YouTube.
Yeah.
I would argue that.
Well, search, obviously search. Search number one. The other two second, and if they even know Google owns YouTube, sometimes they're like, I don't have a YouTube account, so you just send this to my Gmail.
See, I haven't had people like that.
Yeah, so and Netflix
more people out there than I know.
Netflix is getting into gaming. They're getting into live events, right? Again, they want to keep you on their platform. They want to keep you within their ecosystem.
Yeah, stay in my ecosystem. I saw you popped Willie Lowe's chat up there. I wholeheartedly agree. Everybody can coexist, right? If somebody came to me, Jeff, or somebody came to you tomorrow and they said, hey, guess what? You're number 3. Would you be upset about that? I wouldn't.
I'm usually number 30 or 40 or 50. So.
Right? So, like, if somebody came to you and said you were number 3, I'd feel pretty good about that. I got 60% market share. I'm good. Like, that's cool.
My mother has 3 kids, and I'm not even in the top 3 of her children. God, you're not even I'm not even in the top 3 of her children. So,
Jeff, we had a ton of
YouTube is target all the frauds I've heard of. A friend coming along with smaller channels and general holdings. Yeah, there you go.
Ton of topics today. Like I said in the beginning, we could have added so much more. We had to take things away. There was so much cool stuff that happened this week, but that is essentially what we were going to talk about this week. So you said you've got a crazy question for me today, and you gave me 7. You're giving me 7 guesses?
No, well, hold on. We'll get to that. So here's your question. Here is your question. Don't get ahead of yourself. Here is your question. This question is for you. You can use the chat for this question.
Okay. What letter replaces the question mark in this sequence? That's not a sequence. There's nothing sequential about what's going on there. Okay.
All right. That's
why?
That is not your real
H-O-Y.
question. That is not your real question.
Y-T-R-R-R-R.
That is not your real question.
Oh, this is not the real question?
Not the real question. As I put in the tweet, this is a question that only 1% of humans will get. And if there's anybody who can guess this without Googling it, kudos to you. I'll leave it on the screen for another half second.
I just think that I would go with
It's
why.
more different than some game over questions.
I'm gonna just go with why, Jeff. That's my guess.
The letter Y is in yes.
The letter Y.
It is not correct.
Damn it! It couldn't be that.
So if anybody has a guess, anybody in the chat, throw out a guess, and see if you can. There is a pattern. There is a pattern. I guarantee there is a pattern to this. If anybody can guess it, it's too hard. That's why it's a 1% question.
I feel like I'm about to get a hemorrhoid from thinking about this. Like,
this is your real question. This is your real question.
Okay, real question time.
The real question, which is why you get 7 guesses.
Okay.
Let me say first. So
this is the same question. Same question.
Hold on. I'm leaving it up for another second. So SPG submit is.
Yeah, he said he's done. He's tapping out. He's tapping out.
We'll see if Willie Lowe can figure it out. Maybe Crow Resin, Ray might get this.
So hold on. You're saying that Willie Lowe and Crow Resin are smarter than me? That's what you're saying right now?
Yes, that's exactly
okay,
what I'm saying.
I'm good with that. That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So next week is Canada Day. So I will most likely not be here. So you are going to look for a co-host for next week. I suggest you know who would make a great co-host for you? Carly.
You did suggest my wife, and I did mention that to my wife.
And if you can drag her away from making feet content, then, I don't know if she's okay with showing her face. It's only
the only thing I haven't mentioned to you, Jeff, is this is on your channel. So how the hell am I going to stream to your channel?
Well, that's why I asked you if you had the go live button. So that's what we got to figure out. You said you didn't have you couldn't see the go live button. So I think we may be a little screwed. You might have to pull the Go Entertainment out of retirement.
Oh, anyway, out of retirement. Out of the shadows.
You might have to. I'm not here next week. I may not be. I may dial in. I may call in. I may call in from the event. Maybe I'll be on stage. I'll go. Maybe I'll be live from the stage or something. I don't know. And then, you would, and even if I was here, you'd be asking me the question. But it's also your 4th of July, right afterwards. So this question is for you.
Okay.
Who are the? Hang on, let me change that. And the reason you get 7 guesses. Who are the 7 principal?
Son of a bitch! You're gonna put my USA knowledge on blast
7
here?
Principal founding fathers. Now hold on before you hold on. You get 7 guesses. There are 7 of them. Hold on. John Hancock is not one of them.
No. All right. Benjamin Franklin.
Hold on, I gotta pull up. I don't. Okay, sure. I have to. Yeah, I got the answers here. Oh yeah. Okay. Ben is one. Ben is one.
John Adams
is one of them.
Thank you. George Washington
is one of them.
Thomas Jefferson
is one of them. 4 for 4. Look at this, folks. This 3 are kind of hard. One of them I never even heard. One of them I never even heard of. I had to Google.
Who's the dude that got shot? Son of a bitch, Jeff. You said I'm allowed to use the chat. Why isn't anybody helping me out? Dismal, You're Canadian. Help me out with the USA knowledge, man. Come on.
Do you want to call a friend? Do you want to call Lin-Manuel, what's his name, for help with the answer?
Yes, absolutely. That sounds fantastic.
Yeah. Does that help you at all?
Do I want to call Lip Manuel?
Lin-Manuel Noriega, whatever the hell his name is.
Lin-Manuel Noriega. That doesn't help me at all, Jeff. Oh my God! I can't think of the two guys that got in the pistol duel. Both of them were there.
Oh, wait, sorry. Hang on. I'm gonna throw this note up. Crow Resin is wrong.
Oh shit! Benjamin Franklin.
Ron Flesher's trying to help with John Hanson. Oops, no. John Hanson. Ron Slusher's going to co-host next week. There we go.
Why can't I think of this guy? They had a fucking pistol duel. Why can't I remember history from 300 fucking years ago, Jeff? I know as soon as you tell me, I'm going to be like, son of a bitch.
Well, the world got around. They say this kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send him to the mainland. Get your education. Don't forget whence you came. And the world's going to know your name. What's your name?
I don't know, Jeff. I don't know that song.
Alexander
Hamilton.
That's number 5.
You
never saw
He was in a pistol.
My name is Alexander Hamilton. There's a million things I haven't done.
I can't think of his name.
I
feel like there's a T in there. I feel like it begins with a T. I feel like it. I keep wanting to say Taft. I know it's not Taft. Taft came like 80 years later. Like,
there is no the remaining 2 men. There is no T in their names.
No T in their last name. Okay,
Dismo's helping you out. Dismo, you are not correct. It is not Abbott.
Abbott and Costello.
That is a good answer. That is a good.
Oh man, Jeff.
One of them I had no idea who he was. I actually had to Google it. The other one has a university named after him.
Oh, that helps me a ton. George Mason? No.
Well, close. Not Mason, but close.
James Madison?
That's him.
Okay, James Madison.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get this last one, Jeff. You're going to have to tell me.
I didn't even know who this guy was. Maybe Crow can educate us, or Ray or SPG. I didn't even know who this person was. I had to Google it. John Jay.
Oh, I would have never have gotten that.
That's pistol duel. I had never. That's Alec. That was Burr.
Son of a bitch. I don't like that you put my USA knowledge on blast. Now I don't look very patriotic.
So I actually had to Google who are the U.S. founding fathers, and it says fact number 1: these 7 men are the principal founding fathers, which is what the video I saw that I stole this from. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, and James Madison.
I know who John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt is, because his name is my name too.
Right.
Whenever we go out, the people always shout John Jacob Jingleheimer.
Canadian Willie Lowe, the Canadian says sounds made up.
I agree. John Jay. That sounds like a goddamn sports player.
Dismal throwing out 2 other really good
Optimus Prime and Bumblebee.
Yeah. Dismal dropping in other really good answers.
Oh my God.
So
unreal.
Do you guys want to know the answer to this question?
I do. I really do. So Crow said T. I said Y. Mm-hmm. Is it H or is it R, Jeff? If it's not, then I'm totally lost.
It is not. Okay. It is a sequence.
It's the number 3.
It is not. All of those, each letter
is a number.
Is the last letter of the months in the year.
Oh, January, February, March, April, May. So E is going to be that one.
E is the correct answer. Correct.
Wow. Look at you, Jeff. September, October, November, December. Damn, that was good, Jeff. I like it.
But that was not your real question. And in honor of our respective holidays next week, I thought I would throw that one out to you.
That was good. That was good.
I thought still too hard.
I'm glad I was able to get those first 4 like it was nothing. That made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
So I got over 50%.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
those I knew Alexander Hamilton was a founding father, again only because of the musical of Hamilton. Have you never seen it?
Makes sense.
You guys have never seen it? It's on Disney Plus. You should watch it. It is really good. I
don't have time to sit down and watch it. I told you last night I sat down and watched a movie with my wife, and you were like, didn't that movie come out a couple of years ago? Isn't there a new one? And I was like, yeah, Jeff. And then I watched the new one afterwards.
I had never heard of this John Jay dude. I don't take a lot of U.S. history. So I had no idea.
There's enough of it to go around for everybody.
But that's why I said you had 7 guesses, because there were 7 answers. Right? I guess I could have said maybe 5 of the 7.
I appreciate you thinking that I was going to get all 7 of those, Jeff. But no.
Go home, go and quiz your family.
It sucks because I grew up around DC, right? I grew up 6 miles away from George Washington's home at Mount Vernon. That's my hometown. So we would always in school go to DC on the field trips. We would I went to Monticello, where Thomas Jefferson's from. Nobody cares about Hamilton. George Mason's home.
I should have said, where do I live?
Going down to Old Town Alexandria and seeing where the cobblestone streets and where all of this kind of DC scene started, I've been around that shit my whole life. And you said that to me, and I feel like I should know that because people are like, hey, when I lived there, they'd be like, hey, we're coming into town. Let's go to the Smithsonian. And I'm like, dude, I've been to the Smithsonian 30 fucking times. I don't need to go there again. Let's go somewhere new.
I want to go to the Smithsonian. I want to see Fonzie's jacket.
Oh my God. I've been the American history one is the best. When you walk in, there's a gigantic elephant, and that one's really cool. You learn about the cavemen and stuff. There's a massive beehive on the side of the building. You can see the inside of.
I don't think it's an elephant. Isn't it a mastodon or something?
I think it's an elephant.
Is it an elephant? Okay.
It might be a mastodon. I don't remember the tusks. I've been there so many times I don't even fucking know. But
sorry, I sorry about wrecking your patriotism.
No, it's all good. You're just making me realize that I'm become less and less the historical American every day because there's just so much bullshit in the world. Let's be honest. Oh. When I was a kid, it meant something to go to George Washington's house. I don't think that anybody cares about that shit today. I really don't. It's sad. Yeah, well, whatever. Before you know it, you all will be taking tours of Justin Trudeau's home, childhood home, and then we'll be having a different topic of conversation. In honor of your country's birthday next week or the week after or whenever. Well, I appreciate that, Jeff. Boogity. Amen.
Thank you, Lord, for Ryzak's hot wife.
Thank you, Lord, for my smoking hot wife.
And if you guys don't know what we're talking about, go back and watch the first.
I screwed it up, but it's still there. Jeff, what do you got? You said you've got Retro Rewind. You said you've got Willie Lowe, right?
We got Retro Lowe and Willie Lowe, who is in the chat tomorrow.
Awesome.
You'll have to explain to me why you think the answer is T.
I thought it was Y. So, whatever.
Once I tell you, I give you context, it makes sense.
Yeah. So retro rewind tomorrow. Retro rewind is just your regular week.
1 p.m. It is not. It's not the regular week because our retro it was supposed to be last week, but that was good. That was Father's Day. So with Ray and I and Ms. Tracy all having children, we figured Father's Day is probably not the best day to do a show.
Yep.
with SPG. So he was nice enough to change that. Retro Low name change. Retro
There
Low.
it is.
By the time
That's
to
what I was
change the
laughing
name.
about.
So yeah, looking forward
Good
to hearing
stuff.
his story about becoming a nurse. And he's streaming. He's doing some new streaming
Awesome
things now.
stuff, by the way.
Yeah,
Really awesome stuff. Really, really, really commendable stuff there, man.
Yeah. So that he was supposed to be on earlier, but of course he had school and exams and stuff, so we pushed him to the summer.
I'm trying to become a commercial drone pilot, and I haven't even started my course stuff. I've had it for 2 months. So once we get back from this trip, I'm going to hit it hard.
So, but yeah, so next week you'll have a co-host. It'll be maybe on Ryzak's channel. We have no idea if we can make this work.
We'll see.
And I may just dial in depending on what time you do it.
Maybe we'll just record it during the week, Jeff, and play it.
Ooh, like a premiere. Yeah, but having the chat is the fun.
It is really what makes it.
Having the chat coming up. And
F you guys, we're just going to do it on our own.
do it on our own. But yeah, we got Retro Rewind. I got my normal Monday, Wednesday stream. Friday will be a premiere of a members only stream that I'm going to be doing. And watch out, coming later this week or next week will be some content with Ray. Ray and I are collabing together on some content. Awesome. Big thanks to our friends at THQ for that.
I say this every week, but I'm hoping I'll get to play a little bit more next week.
Pro Resident is always sitting in a dungeon. Pro Resident is always sitting at the beginning of a dungeon, waiting for somebody to come with them and go in. I'm not even sure if that's how it works.
I was telling Jeff earlier, I still need to beat the damn game. I haven't even beat the game yet. So Crow's probably like annihilated all of the content in the game to this point before the season's on like 4 different characters.
No, not yet. No, I think he's playing on hard now.
He says he's on the dungeon now. I love it.
I think he just sits at the beginning of a dungeon going, anybody want to play? Callie joined the other night. Callie jumped into my Discord. And they ran a couple of things. I don't know what they were using words I didn't understand, but he bumped up like 5 levels in like the half hour he played with Crow, just running and doing some stuff. So,
well, maybe I'll get in here tonight. My family went to dinner without me because my in-laws were down. So I told them, hey, Jeff and I are doing the show. Don't wait for me. Just go to dinner. They went and got steaks. Jeff, can you believe that shit? The one time I don't go out to dinner, they get freaking steaks, but. Hopefully Wednesday we're supposed to get the railings delivered so I can finish the staircase. And I would like to tell you that I have some great streaming schedule, but I don't. See you next Saturday with a special guest that I don't know who it is yet. Yes.
Maybe it'll be Crow Resin. Maybe it'll be Crow Resin.
I would love for it to be Crow Resin.
Maybe Crow Resin could do back-to-back weeks, you and then me.
What if I got Crow Resin and Doc and they could just sit there off camera the whole time? That would be that. I'm telling you what, that would be like a unicorn of a show right there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It would.
That you got Crow Resin and Doc. Don't even have to be on camera
because they come on shit about my family. They just walk back in the door.
They come on stream. They do my streams with me, and they're just the voice only. So
they do. They do.
You could just put up. You could put up their little avatar. You could just put up a little crow.
I could. Like little, the Crow.
Yeah. You could just put that up and then just have him voice. He doesn't even have to. Yeah.
And then I could put Doogie Howser on the screen for Doc.
That would be more like the Muppets and Doc, and I would be the old guy in the balcony making side comments.
I love it either way.
Good. That's what I was. That's what I was hired to do. So yeah.
Jeffy, right, I am hungry. I got to go eat something. So thank you for this. It's always good to do this.
I have to go practice before I do whatever I'm doing with Ray. I got some Crash Team Rumble to do. So it's
hey, new faces today. Thank you for dropping in. Thank you for all of our regular friends that join us. You know who you are. Jeffrey, thank you so much for altering the schedule to accommodate both of us. And awesome show, man. Thank you very much.
Next week, I may,
TBD, right?
I may be like on a street. If you're doing it in the morning, we close the street at 10.
I was thinking I should try to stream from London somehow.
Yeah.
That would be good, right?
That would be cool. Right from the Big Ben or from you know
Yes.
what? Go see Chucky. Go get Chucky. And,
like while I'm in it,
yeah.
just Jeff, what up?
Yeah.
Got it.
Got it.
We'll talk about
Bye,
it.
everyone.
We'll figure it
Good
out.
night.
See ya. Have a good weekend.